you ready to get on the hot seat with Wally George? Hang on for the wildest, most controversial talk show on television, featuring enthusiastic participation from our live studio audience and interviews with provocative newsmaker guests. And now, here he is, that hard-hitting, award-winning, conservative voice of television, Wally George!
Fantastic audience out there. Welcome all across America. How you doing tonight, gang? We have a sensational audience out there. Bill, I've hand counted tonight, so I can be absolutely sure.
How many?
Hand counted 49,500 right there. All 4 balconies. How are you doing on the balconies up there? Hey, I'm gonna. Okay. Where they had another balcony?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, welcome everybody. Hold it down, please. We have a wild show. This is the program. This is Hot Seat, the only program worth watching on Saturday night or any other night. This is the program, our 7th year on the air, and we are here to make sure America stays number 1. Right. Now, on the program tonight, we have one of those. He's back again. He's this liberal, spineless, wimpy dweed. Craig. No, I don't think I'll call him that. Craig McIlvany is here. And not only does he oppose President Bush's war on drugs, he wants to legalize all drugs. Oh. Horrifying.
Terrible.
If that isn't bad enough, folks, we have a feminist here. Come on. Kathy Carmer is here, and she's here she is very angry at the Elks Club. Hold it down. She's very angry at the Elks Club because the Elks Club has refused to allow females to join their club because it's a men's club. And Kathy, the feminist freako that she is, she's demanding that men's clubs admit women as members. Oh, come on.
Ridiculous.
I say men's clubs should have the right to keep it for men only. Ridiculous.
Sure is.
I mean, do you think we guys are going to want to join her sewing circle? No way. It's ridiculous. Okay. Now, before we go any farther, let's meet our great Wally crew in the booth. Our very talented director, the amazing Gia DeSantis Clark. Let's hear it for Gia, everybody. On the floor, our floor director today, the amazing Kurt Franz, right there. Kurt, there he is. At home tonight, she'll be back in a couple weeks. At home tonight, my producer and my beautiful wife, Janice George. Let's hear it for Janice. Yeah, all right. Last but certainly not least, my dynamic protection security chief, my co-host, my good friend, Bill Bancroft, right there. Bill. How you doing tonight, Bill?
Thank you. I'm great. Just great. Hey, talking about great, I saw you again on another show. It looked fantastic. It was real exciting. Roller Game.
Let's hear it for Roller Game.
It was a good show.
Did you like it?
I loved it. It was real good.
Yeah, they had the special 2-hour preview.
Right.
And starting next Saturday, it'll be seen regularly on 150 television stations all across America.
Good show, yeah. Like it.
Roller Games. I'm proud to be their official commentator. You'll be seeing my roller beefs every week. All right. Now, everybody, hold it down in the audience, please. Hold it down. And you people at home, pay attention. It's time for my commentary of the night. Everybody pay attention. You know, I am really appalled to hear that the state Republican Party convention, and I'm a Republican, are appalled that the Republican Party convention refused to approve Congressman William Dannemeyer's resolution opposing gay civil rights. Come on. Oh, boy. Congressman Dannemeyer's resolution described in clinical detail what homosexuals do so the Republicans at the convention would understand the real activities of homosexuals. Now, hold it. Republican Senator Pete Wilson, I'm sorry to say, tried to throw out the resolution and tried to stop any debate on it. That's a wrong move. Pete Wilson wants to be governor of California, and now he tells us as a Republican he supports gay rights. Oh, come on! Bad move.
Really bad move.
I say, and I'm sorry to say this because I like Pete, but because of that I say he does not deserve the Republican nomination. I say, Pete, the Republican Party stands for morality and decency, and homosexuality is certainly not moral or decent. Congressman Bob Dornan said, quote, Pete Wilson has no children or grandchildren. He doesn't have the faintest idea, obviously, what homosexuality is, unquote. He's right. I say, Pete Wilson, I say the entire Republican Party has the obligation to speak out against the gay lifestyle and against any gay rights legislation. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Hot Seat, our 7th year, and we're here every Saturday night, 11 to 12. Tell your friends, a brand new show every week. We take no vacation. We're here every week. Yeah. And now, are you ready for the mailbag? Here, yeah, some of it is, yeah. Here's a letter from a guy named Timmy. Oh, he thinks he's a real smart punk. He says, "Dear Wallette." Oh, come on. Listen to this punk. He says, I read in the National Enquirer that you really are a transvestite. Oh. Listen, you putrid little pervert. Hey, Timmy, I read in your school newspaper that you're nothing but a pimple-faced twit. You're out of here. Now, here's one from a female named Lorraine. She says, Wally, I think you are the rudest, crudest, most obnoxious talk show host I've ever seen. Well, thank you, Lorraine. Thank you. And we all know what Lorraine is, don't we? Let's say it together. Bimbo! 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 And finally, we have a nice letter, finally, Bill.
Okay.
From a guy named Jeff. It's from me. No. He says, Dear Wally, I have watched your program for 6 years. I always agree with you on everything you say, and I hope you stay on for many more years. That's great. That's good. Good one. Thank you, Jeff. boy. Okay. And now it's time to go to the audience. Let's bring up our first question. If you will go to the podium, please. Okay, can I have your name and your question? Hold it.
I just want to say first that you set me straight on every issue that I have a question.
Hey, thank you, pal.
The best, Wally. I wanted to know what you thought about the Zsa Zsa ordeal.
You know what? I want to tell you something. I am so sick of that elderly bimbo, Zsa Zsa. You know what? I am so sick of her. I hope they lock her up in the Beverly Hills jail for 10 years. I'm sick of her.
Really?
Zsa Zsa, front page, big deal.
I know.
Okay.
Well, I'd like to know what you think about Jessica Hahn.
Can I have your first name?
Jason Van Zandt from Newport.
All right, what do you think of Jessica Hahn?
Yeah.
Jessica Hahn, I think that little bimbo, I think she set up Jimmy Baker, and I think Jessica Hahn should be sent back to where she came from. She's as bad as Zsa Zsa. Two bimbos. Hold down.
My name's George. I'm from Chino.
Okay.
I want to know what you think about the George Bush's new drug program.
Well, I'll tell you, I am, as you know, 100% behind it, but I think we got to go even further, and we'll be talking about that in our debate. I want to see the drug pushers go to the gas chamber. We're back. Wally George here with the hottest of hot shows, Hot Seat, right here, our 7th year. Don't forget, you people here in Southern California, I'm on the air every day, Monday through Friday here on KDOC TV 56. At 4 o'clock, 4 to 4:30, I do the Hot Seat Highlights program. I do a commentary every day, live commentary, and then we show you some of the most ludicrous and outrageous moments from the past 6 years of Hot Seat. So tune in every day right here on KDOC TV 56 in Southern California for the Hot Seat Highlights, 4 o'clock every day. Okay, now Bill Bancroft, time for our first guest, and this ludicrous libertarian is back again, I see.
He's back again. He's already made a lot of friends in the audience, I can see that. And the reason is because, of all things, he opposes President Bush's war on drugs. I can't imagine why. So here he is, the spindle neck geek libertarian here, Craig McIlvany.
Well, you know, I can't hold it. I cannot believe you, Craig, because here, the President of the United States, he says, and I quote, "The drug problem is the gravest domestic threat ever to face this nation." And you say you are against President Bush's war on drugs.
That's because he's wrong.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You say this is not a grave problem?
The drug problem is not the drug is not the issue. It's the dealers that we have to deal with.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, then it is my contention that we should put drug dealers to death. Do you agree with that?
If they've broken any laws other than dealing drugs, yes.
No. If they're just
dealing cocaine or marijuana, then so what? They're in a business.
If they're just dealing cocaine, so what? He says.
Drug taking is the pursuit of happiness. Something that we're guaranteed.
Drug taking is the pursuit of happiness?
Right.
Hey, how many kilos have you had today, huh?
Wally, I don't take drugs, but I support the right of the people that do.
You tell me that why do you say it's wrong to impose the death penalty on dealers of drugs who are dealing in death. We don't know how many people are dying from the amount of drugs that these dealers are selling. Why are you opposed to putting them to the death?
Because the dealers aren't forcing these drugs on people. People are coming up to the dealers wanting to buy the drugs. It's supply and demand, and the dealers have a product that the public wants.
Well, what if they're pushing child pornography? Should we allow that too?
Children don't go into pornography willingly. They're always coerced into it.
Well, hey, listen. You're telling me that this is a victimless crime, drugs, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's a victimless crime? No! Listen, these drug dealers, they are dealing drugs to kids. They're dealing drugs, they're dealing to anybody who will take them. And I agree with President Bush, we got to get tough on them. We got to round up the drug dealers, and we got to, when they're convicted,
it's not going to work.
Shut up, moron! I'm talking now. I'll tell you what I'm saying is we got to round up these idiots, these drug dealers who are making this drug problem worse and worse and worse and worse. Yeah. Find out who they are, convict them, and throw them all in the gas chamber.
There's not enough jails in LA County. There's not enough jails in the world. Just
I say kill them, shoot them.
What about the users?
I say that the users of hard drugs should spend time in the slammer.
They're just hurting themselves. They're not hurting anybody else.
Oh, wait a minute, I got a deal for you. You say it's a victimless crime, and you say they're only hurting themselves. What about the dealers that sell to pregnant women, and the kids end up addicted before they're even born?
Since the baby is another life form, that is not, pregnant women taking drugs is not a victimless crime. Women who are pregnant should not take drugs, whether they be illegal or legal. They should not drink alcohol.
What about a woman who doesn't happen to know she's pregnant and she's taking drugs, and then she has a very drugged out, hooked baby when the baby's born? I say users of drugs should spend time in the slammer, and then maybe they'd think twice before they use drugs again. Craig, you obviously don't give a damn how many millions of Americans are going to die from overdosing on drugs. You don't care, do you?
They're dying by their own choice.
That's not always true. What if the guy is loaded or whatever, and he runs into somebody with his car and kills them? Now those people are victims of that same dealing.
Well, right there, that's the same problem we have with alcohol and
Well, that's not the issue. The issue is drugs, though. Let's talk about the fact that your guy who gets loaded now hurts someone else. It's not a victimless crime because you can't do those things.
Yeah.
The drug taking itself is okay, but when he goes along and hurts somebody else, that's the time to punish the person.
No, hold on.
Yeah, but you don't know. If you're loaded, you don't go out and say, I'm loaded, I'm not going to hurt anybody. You do
Your
it.
answer,
Certainly.
Your answer, hold it, everybody. Your answer, Craig, you see, what his answer is not to put them in jail. Certainly don't put the drug dealers to death. You want to legalize drugs, don't you?
Right, yes.
Legalizing drugs going to solve the problem we have in America? Just give me one valid answer.
No more drug-related gang killings.
Don't you understand, you nitwit? When you legalize drugs, it makes it easier to get. So then, rather than going down to the liquor store for a 6-pack of beer, they'll be going down for a kilo of cocaine or something.
So what? Let them do it. Let the people who want.
What's that?
People who want to take drugs in their own home are not hurting anybody. Let them buy the drugs at the liquor store or the convenience store.
Don't you understand? By legalizing drugs, more and more people are going to be taking drugs. We have millions of people on it right now. By legalizing, it's going to make it easier to get drugs, and that's going to worsen our problems.
Wally, don't you trust the American public to make their own best judgment?
Oh, listen. We had that problem. We thought when we hold it. Hey, liquor is legal, and liquor has gotten way out of control. People are dying every day. Do you want to make matters worse by legalizing cocaine and heroin, crack, all those things? When you legalize that, Craig, it is the most horrifying thing, because what kind of a message are you sending to the youth, to the little kids here in America? You see, what he wants, you see, his slogan, he wants to change the slogan for the kids. He wants to change it from just say no to just say yes.
Just say what you want. Just say what you want. Have freedom of choice in America like it's supposed to be.
Don't you understand the message we are sending to little kids? If little kids of any age, 10, 11, 12 years old, are trying to take drugs and their parents say, no, it's wrong, don't take drugs, and they can say to their parents, well, how come it's wrong? The government has legalized it. Can't you understand the message that's sending to kids? They're not going to think it's wrong to take drugs because we've legalized it.
Most kids go through a stage of rebellion. During that time, they won't take drugs because they are legal.
The message we're sending... What do you know? When we legalize drugs in America... When we legalize drugs in America, the message we are sending to the youth of America is that we are putting a seal of approval for the taking of drugs, and I think you're an idiot for saying it, and we'll never legalize drugs. Welcome back, everybody. Hold it down, the audience, please. We're getting back to our guest in a minute, but I want to remind you people here in Southern California again, Monday nights, join me on KLAC 570 on the AM dial. We do a 3-hour radio special, and you can call me on the phone for 3 hours. By the way, this coming Monday we'll be on late because of the Kings game that KLAC is carrying. So join me immediately following the Kings game this Monday night at approximately 9 p.m. until 12 midnight. You can call me on the phone on KLAC 570 on the AM dial for the Wally George Great American Radio Show. Okay, and now we're going back to Craig McIlvany, who believes we should legalize all drugs in America. If you had children, would you allow your son or daughter, a teenager, would you allow them to take drugs if they wanted to?
When they were able to reason, around age 12, if they wanted
12!
to. Yes.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me if you had a son or daughter age 12 and they wanted to take cocaine, you would allow them to?
They would just take it behind my back if I didn't allow them.
But you would tell them, you would tell them as their father that it's their choice, right?
Right, better to do it.
Oh, come on! Hey, I think this guy should be fixed so he can't ever have any children.
I wouldn't mind that.
People like him who say 12-year-old children should have their own say about drugs. He's a sicko. Bill, can you imagine that?
I have a hard time believing it. I don't know. I mean, I just can't. Where do you ever get this philosophy? This is sick.
It's the philosophy of freedom and libertarianism.
Oh, freedom and
no, it is not part of libertarianism.
Yeah, I think Craig and all of his libertarian freako friends should be thrown out of America. What do you think? This is the United States of America, Craig. We don't go along with that anarchy that you're calling for, do we?
It's legalizing one thing. It's not anarchy. It's the pursuit of happiness.
Pursuit of happiness. I wonder how happy he's been in his life, huh? Now, you know, let's take this one step farther. We've been talking about the pushers and the dealers here in America and the users who must also get time in jail, because without the users, we wouldn't have any pushers. The users create the demand. They got to go to jail.
Right.
Maybe they'll be scared out of taking drugs. But let's go one step beyond that. Let's go to the source. Do you know that because of the amount of drugs we have, do you know how proud we are? Do you know that Los Angeles is now the drug capital of the United States of America? And do you know? Wait, hold it. Hold it. Do you know where? Wait a minute. Do you know where those drugs are coming from? They're coming from mainly from. Wait a minute. Shh. They're coming mainly from Colombia, and that's why I say we should send the troops into Colombia right now. Craig, I want to send the troops into Colombia to wipe out the drug lords over there. I want also to have airstrikes on those idiots. What do you think? Why not?
The best way to hurt the drug lords is legalize them. That way we can buy drugs from our local pharmacy instead of from these idiots on the street.
Oh, no. The answer is to go into Colombia and find those murdering, slimy thugs and wipe them out once and for all. Let's go to the audience. Come on up. Yes.
I have a question for Craig.
Go ahead.
What do you think is going to happen to all the little kids in the elementary schools when they all get addicted to drugs?
Right now, the average ninth grader is not in drugs. It has declined 50%.
I said elementary schools.
Once you legalize it, they
That's
will
just
be
a
into
statistic.
it.
That's just a statistic. They were all once in third grade, fourth grade. Drug use is declining right now because of education. So we keep the education up. Legalizing drugs won't make any difference on these kids.
It certainly will. I'll tell you why it will make a big difference, because it'll say that the government is giving its stamp of approval. If America says legalize drugs, drug taking is okay, it's legal, go down to your store and buy it, then we're sending out the word to these kids that drug taking is okay, and I say that's not okay, is it? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you, Mr. McIlvany, if you would feel safe if people using these legal drugs were piloting your airplanes or driving your buses or fixing the brakes on your car.
How about that, Craig?
No, because right there, alcohol is legalized right now, but drunk driving is not. The same situation should apply when drugs are legalized.
Yeah, but you see, here's the big difference, Craig. Here's the big difference, you little numbskull. Yeah! Now listen to this. You see, when you're on alcohol, it is very obvious and very evident. You can smell the alcohol. That's right. And all that, but when you're on cocaine, you don't know you're on cocaine, you don't know you're on marijuana, there are no signs. And so a pilot could show up for work to fly a jet, be stoned out of his mind, and you can't tell. So that's the big difference. Am I right? How do you answer?
Well, that's what co-pilots are for. I mean,
But, let me give you a piece of information on that, too. Not only, you're right about that, and being a pilot and having read some of the studies on drugs and how they affect pilots, it's not only the time that it happens, it can be days later that the effect is still there and has an effect on your ability to fly.
And you can't tell.
Goes on.
You see, so you can't compare alcohol because there's no way to tell, Craig, if you're on drugs. I can't tell if you're on drugs. What do you think?
what about drug screening? What about drug screening?
Huh?
Drug tests and drug screening for pilots to make sure they're not on drugs.
That doesn't work well. In security, we've checked into that a lot for our clients. And the truth of the matter is, even on urine samples, there are guys in LA who sell clean urine to people.
That's right.
So they can pass their test.
Well, I'm against
so that's
private.
not going to work.
I'm against. They should have to. It sounds stupid, but people who are taking a drug test.
Everything you say sounds stupid, doesn't it?
Yeah, I have a question for Craig.
Go ahead.
I was wondering how would you feel if your kid OD'd from drugs?
Yeah, how
because
about
of this
Craig?
legalization.
Well,
How would you feel? Hey, Craig, what if you walked into your child's room, the one that you said use your own discretion at age 12, and you found that kid dead by overdose? How would you feel, Craig?
I would feel the same way as if I found him dead if drugs were still illegal. I would still feel bad, no matter what.
Wouldn't you feel a little guilty that you allowed him to take drugs?
Well, Wally, I don't know. I don't have any kids.
Well, I don't think you ever should have any, do you? Go ahead.
I was going to ask me how you'd feel if these drugs became legalized, and then you read the morgue papers and the morgue reports, and you see people that have died from these drugs. Would you feel guilty?
No, because the reports would probably be just the same as they are now. Everybody who's addicted is taking them already.
Speaking of guilty, I feel guilty having a moron like you on my stage. Welcome back, Wally George here with Hot Seat, the hot show on television! I cannot believe a stupid little jerk like that would fight President Bush, the President of the United States, on this tragic war on drugs that we've been losing for the past. I mean, we've been losing the war.
Seriously losing.
And we got to get tougher. We got to get tougher on the dealers. We got to get tougher on the users. And we got to go over in Colombia and get rid of those dealers, don't we? Yeah! And this little guy.
The guy's fighting an uphill battle. I mean, even the detractors of the president said, well, we should go farther. But nobody said we shouldn't do anything. This guy's out there.
He even said 12-year-old should be able to have it. Is that
crazy?
Sick?
Crazy. Absolutely.
Okay. I can't believe it. We'll get to our next guest in a moment, but first, for all you people watching at home, I'd love to hear from you. Write to me. Our address on the screen right now. I want to remind you that the new edition of my magazine, Victory, is now available, and I'd be happy to send you a free sample copy on the cover of this issue, Bill. You'll like this. Is Janice and our little girl Holly, our little baby Holly, and yours truly, and 32 pages action-packed conservative stories and pictures and things. Victory Mags, that's my magazine, and Janice is my co-editor. So write to us at this address. Be glad to send you out a free sample copy and a free autographed picture. So write to me. We do read all the letters. I answer everyone, but give us a little time to get to your letters and answer them. If you'd like to come down here and debate me sometime on the hot seat, we're always looking for new victims to fry on the hot seat. Yeah. So if you've got the guts and you want to come down and debate me on some particular issue, write to me. You must be over 18 to debate me on the hot seat. And our address is Wally George, P.O. Box 787, Hollywood, California 90078. That's Wally George, P.O. Box 787, Hollywood, California 90078. Now, for you out here in the Southern California area who would like to come down for a taping of my Hot Seat show, we tape this program every Wednesday evening at approximately 6 p.m. If you, close. If you want to come down here for a taping of Hot Seat, call the numbers on your screen any day, Monday through Friday, between 9 o'clock in the morning and 5:30 in the evening. Leave your name and number and tell the operator how many tickets you want, and we'll invite you to come down for a future taping of Hot Seat. In the 213 area code, call 464-6111. 464-6111. Don't call now. Call during business hours, Monday through Friday. Now get ready for our big number. In the 714 area code, it's 999. 5,000. 999. 5,000. 999. 5,000. One more time. 999. 5,000. Okay, right on. There it is. Okay. And now, Bill, it's time for our next guest on the hot seat.
Well, you know, the next guest on the hot seat, I think, is a very classy lady, and I think she's just a little misdirected here.
Classy?
Well, I think.
How can you call this freako classy?
Well, maybe I'm just swayed. Okay, swayed by her natural beauty, I don't know. But anyway, the problem is she's a little tweaked. And the problem she has is she thinks that women should be allowed to join and participate in men's clubs.
Oh, come on.
Right, you bet they should be.
The beauty to my right is Kathy Carmer.
Kathy Carmer, come on. You know, Kathy, you feminists are, you're really driving me up the wall. It's one demand after another. You're never content. You want more and more and more. And I'm sick of it. How about you?
You know,
You're always asking for more.
I leave this show, I'm mad when I leave, and then I'm mad when I leave, and then you know, I hear these other issues that you come up with, and it's so stupid, and then I have to come back and debate it. I can't believe.
Wait a minute, Kathy. What's so stupid is you feminists are screaming.
No. Don't. I'm not a feminist.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm talking about.
Wait a minute. Okay.
We've been through
I'm
this
sorry.
before.
I offended her. I'll call her what she really is. Bimbo. You want to be bimbo? You're a feminist bimbo.
Wally, women have to be admitted to these clubs.
Wait
they
a minute,
have to have the right.
Wait a minute. Why do women have to be admitted to men's clubs?
Well, what makes it a men? How can we segregate it to make it a men? What makes it a men's club?
All right. Now, for example,
give me an example. Give me some names of
the whole
clubs.
reason I had you on here is the feminists are like Gloria Allred, are bringing lawsuits against clubs like the Elks Club and the Moose and all that kind of thing because they are men's clubs, and for generation upon generation, they are men's clubs for men, right? And now, all of a sudden, the women's movement has said, no.
Wally.
I'm still talking now, bimbo. I'm still talking.
Emancipation.
Wait a minute. All of a sudden now, after decades and decades of allowing these men to have their men's clubs, now you women are coming out and you're saying, hey, we demand that we be allowed to join these men's clubs. Why do you understand? Can't you understand men want to have private clubs and they have the right to? Why are you demanding this?
Emancipation took 200 years, Wally. So, you know, I don't see a problem. Let's go into a time warp here, okay? And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Kathy George Show. Wally, will you tell everybody why you want to get into this women's club?
Don't get smart.
We have to be allowed. We have to go, and if we want to climb the corporate ladder and we want to stand side by side for our equal rights, we have to be allowed to see what these people are doing in there. What are they doing in there? Maybe it's not a civil rights issue. Maybe it's a gay issue. Why are they only men's clubs?
Well, what I want to know is, Kathy, I don't understand. Why do women want to smoke cigars and play pinochle and poker and stuff like that?
Is that what they do?
Well, a lot of it.
No,
How many women want to do that?
Wait a minute.
What do you think we're doing in there?
They do allow women in there, but they pay them to come in and dance and strip.
Do you want to go see that?
They allow women in
Why
there.
do you want to go see that?
They don't
Guys want to see it, but why would women want to see it?
Hey, I know. She probably wants to go and join the guys in the showers. What do you think?
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I'd be able to eliminate a lot of them if they'd allow me in the shower.
I have news for you, Kathy. If you came into our shower room, everybody would leave en masse. What do you think? You see, what I'm trying to say is, hold on. What I'm trying to say is, you women have women's clubs.
Yeah.
You have the PTA. You have your women's card clubs. You know, and all that. And we don't want to join your clubs.
Why? You're welcome.
We don't want to join your stupid clubs.
Oh, stupid clubs.
We men have men's rights, and we want to be able to have our own. We want to be able to have our own clubs, so we can sit down with the guys, smoke a cigar, talk men talk.
What? No.
And you don't want to allow us to have men's rights, but I have news for you. We are going to have men's rights.
No, you're not. And the decisions that are made in this country, the decisions that are made in this country behind closed doors of men's clubs are decisions that are also affecting women. And women have to be able to make these decisions. They have to be able to be admitted to these.
They don't have to make them in men's steam rooms and showers and like that.
That's right.
And I say, if I have anything to say with it, you women will never be allowed into men's clubs. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Wally George with Hot Seat, and we have feminist Kathy Carmer here, who is trying to draw up the rules for us men, but us men have had it up to here with the feminist movement. How about you? You women are always trying to stir up trouble. You think you can draw up the rules, tell us how to live our lives, tell us how we can run our clubs, tell us what to do and what not to do, tell us what jobs we can have, what jobs we can't have. Well, I'm sick of all of you. How about you? It goes on and on and on and on. And this men's club thing is just one of it. Now, you know, Kathy, they have Boy Scouts and they have Girl Scouts. Girl Scouts don't join Boy Scouts. Do you think that that's wrong?
I would rather have one.
Oh, she'd rather have the Boy Scouts than join the Girl Scouts. Have the Girl Scouts join the Boy Scouts.
Ask them, how many of them were in the Boy Scouts? How many in the Boy Scouts would rather have had me in the Boy Scouts? Come on, let's hear it.
Hey, tell me 3 really valid reasons why you women have the right to join private men's clubs. Give me 3 valid reasons.
First of all, we want to be selective. It's not every private men's club that these women
Yes,
want
it
to be
is.
in. No,
Anybody who excludes women. Anybody who excludes women.
Well, I don't really think so. But it's a civil rights issue, of course. They have the right to belong. If it's a national organization, they should have the right to belong. It's not an issue of feminists.
When it says men's club, that means a club for men, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, is there? Okay, let's go to the audience. Come on up.
Okay, I'm a woman, and I think you're a disgrace because men need privacy somewhere. I mean.
Yeah, right on.
Can I answer that?
Yes, go ahead.
I'll tell you something. It's a good thing I don't have to date women. I wouldn't give you 2 cents for any of them.
Oh, now you're against women too. I thought you were in favor of women.
I'll tell you what I'm in favor of. I'm in favor of the women who wants to be successful, who wants to go forward, and who wants to take a position in this world. One that wants to stand back and be submissive. I'm sorry, I can't show any respect for that.
You women do not want just equality, Kathy. You want to be superior to men, doesn't she? What she wants, and women like Kathy want, on the job market, if a man or a woman comes to apply for a job, and the man is better qualified than the woman, people like Kathy think, well, the woman should get the job first because she's a minority. I say, if the man is better qualified, he should get the job over the woman. You don't agree with that, do you?
Being the sexist that you are,
She called me a sexist! I am a realist, and I've had it up to my nostrils with you women trying to wear the pants and tell us men how to run our lives, and I'm sick of you. What about you? Go ahead, yeah.
How you doing, Walt? I'm Steve Caballero from Chino.
Go ahead.
You're having a great show, and
hold it.
You're having a great show here, and I have a problem to do. First of all, we have this thing with drugs, and I just could barely stand in my seat.
Okay.
And now it comes with this, and why is it that females are always trying to get equal or above. First it's auto insurance.
Yep.
And now it's coming to men's clubs. I mean, what's the significance of any of this?
Because these women are getting more pushy, and the more we men allow them to do this to us, I tell you, pal, it's time for you and me and the men of America to stand up and tell these...
That's right. I'll be there. I'll be ready to do it.
Let me answer that.
Hold on. It's time for you and I and the men across America to stand up to these women idiots and say, we have had it. We're not going to be pushed around by you. We're going to demand men's rights. How about it? Yes, go ahead.
I would like to know how far do you think you're going to get through this thing with trying to control all this?
I'll tell you how far we're going to get with it, okay? It may just sooner or later come down to, and we're going to talk just a little bit about abortion, maybe what we should do is when we do decide to conceive, that we might want to control whether we would have a male or a female, because there was a woman that brought you into this world, my dear boy.
Yes, and there's a man who started it all.
Hold on now. Now you're bringing another feminist issue. I'm glad you brought that. Now you're bringing up abortion.
Let's be selective. Let's be selective about who the father is. Let's be selective about what we want to create.
Once again, you feminists are saying if we want to kill the baby in our bodies, we have the right to do so.
We can select it even before it's been implanted. I mean, it can be nothing but a sperm. If it's a male sperm.
See, there you go. I say the father has as much right to say if the baby's going to be aborted as the mother. See, once again, Kathy, you're saying the woman has all the say and the man has no say, aren't you?
Sooner or later, it could come down to that.
What
If
about
men keep
abortion?
pushing their luck
When you come to abortion, you see, it takes two to tango, doesn't it?
Why can't the men work side by side with the women and create something that is a complete?
What I'm saying, Kathy, is the women's movement, the same people who are trying to get into the men's club, the same people who are trying to take jobs away from men because they happen to be female, are the same women who are saying if you're pregnant, we have the right to kill the baby. Well, you know, you women do not make babies all by yourself. We have something to do with it. The babies of America are half ours, and the men should have equal right to say if the baby's going to be killed. You don't agree with that, do you, Kathy?
Whole other issue. We're talking about civil rights and we're talking about women's rights and being equal to man. Not above, but equal to. And it's coming to that, Wally. We're getting very, very close. And if we have to go behind closed doors and start organizing like the men do, maybe that's what women need to do. Maybe they need to unite. Maybe we need to use the same medicine on them for hundreds of years like they've used on women and start oppressing the other direction. It could come to that. It could very well come to that. And I'm looking at the women of the world being successful. They're doing a good job, and I appreciate the strong woman out there.
Well, you know what I'm looking for, Kathy? I'm looking for the day that women like you are history, and you will.
That's very threatening, Wally. That's very threatening.
Wait a minute. And you will give us men the respect we deserve.